Hello everyone. Back. Okay, so I got a call, or actually I got a comment on one of my posts, and this post came from one of the posts that I had made regarding my dark side, my shadow side, and it had made reference to the modeling that I used to do. I used to be modeling quite a bit back in the day. Started modeling when I was 39, officially and professionally at 39. So I had shared these photos that I had done back in the day, where I was in character for a vampire. Vampira is what I called the album on Facebook. You can go back on my post and check them out. And it's a dark photo shoot. I actually enjoy doing darker photo shoots. I like to dress up. I loved wearing the vampire teeth. I loved everything about it. That's what I loved about modeling. The question is regarding modeling. And there's actually two questions within the question. So one of the questions is modeling a step of the spiritual journey when you attain the attractive body. For me, yes, it was. And it sounds really weird, I'm sure. And I'm sure a lot of folks are going to be like, what? Come on, give me a break. All right, let me tell you why. For me, it did. The spiritual journey is modeling a step of the spiritual journey when you attain the attractive body. That's an interesting concept. When you attain the attractive body. When you attain the attractive body, it's a body that you've already had, have always had. It's just the way you're perceiving yourself and seeing yourself, I think, is the bigger question here. So I believe the body that I already had, right? I guess by the time I got to the modeling part at age 39, I wasn't as insecure as I had been back in my current younger years. So I applaud all you women that are able to do that and get yourself out there at a young age. I just wasn't there at my younger age. I was, but not to the effect or the extent that I was at the age of 39. There was a level of confidence there at the age of 39. I had already proven everything I was supposed to prove and wanted to prove. And my biggest thing that I wanted to prove in my world was that I have a brain. I'm not just a shell. I have depth. I'm smart. And so my journey was to go out and prove that. So I did. I was a paralegal for 15 years, and that was my thing. I got really good at it, and I loved it. I loved my job completely and totally. It got me totally into my masculine energy. And masculine energy is, control, providing, not that only masculine men, the energy I'm talking about, okay? We both have masculine, we both have feminine. Everybody does, men and women. Yes, men, you do. That's why some of the people that are interested in the same sex, because they're more connected to that side of them. If it's a male, they're more connected to their feminine energy. If it's a woman, she's more masculine energy. But they're both energies are in there. Okay, so going from masculine energy, being the main provider, single mom, head of household, my feminine energy, at least for me, I dubbed it down. I had to dub it down to exist in a professional environment, to exist in a law firm, and a very, very conservative law firm. Every law firm I ever worked for was extremely conservative, and this is too much. Too much in that world. And as women, and I've been doing some work here lately, and I'm really seeing how we have to hide ourselves. We have to hide and put everything up because they can't handle all of this. If you're empathic, You really feel that. You really sense that. You really feel the judgments. You feel all this stuff, right? So, the way that modeling got me on my spiritual journey, or maybe even helped to awaken, was my feminine energy that I had always put up and always put away, because the feminine energy is the one that got sexually abused. The feminine energy is the one that gets manipulated. The feminine energy is the one that is, in my world, weak, meek, doesn't speak up for herself, closes legs, hides herself so that she doesn't get the attention that she does not want to get. Okay, that's why you see a lot of these teenage girls are getting these new bodies, they're getting this, they're getting that. They don't know what to do with it, and then they're going out into the world and they're feeling and sensing all this projection, all this stuff coming at them, and it's freaking overload. Y'all remember that, right? You remember hitting puberty and just feeling this, you're feeling all this sexual stuff coming up, you're feeling it coming up, and then you're feeling it coming in, and it's not, you don't, a lot of that, you don't want it. So as women, and then you have life that happens to you, and the judgments and the families that you're in, you have all this stuff piling upon you, right? So the next question goes into, how does it feel? Is it degrading or is it empowering? Is modeling degrading? Was it degrading for me? Was it empowering for me? For me, it was empowering. For me, it helped me to bring back that feminine energy that has always been within me, but because of the things that I have been through, the traumas I have been through, that my body has been through, I was able to see myself differently, in a way that was a positive way, like very positive way. And I got to see myself, you know, you always see the celebrities, you see all these folks on magazines and all this stuff that's getting flashed in front of you, magazines, videos. I mean, everything is sexualized. Everything is sexualized. But if you're a mother, you're my daughter, you're a cousin, somehow you have to not show that part of you, because then you're now a negative label. That's my Roxy. You're going to hear her a lot through my videos. I'm trying not to speak up too loud because she doesn't like that. Anywho, so for me, I was feeling empowered. Now, the last 4 years, I've been in Galveston. I've been finding myself, exploring myself, integrating all of myself. Because when I was modeling, I was very polarized. When I was modeling, I had a different name. Her name was Chi Chi. Chi Chi. Now, she is a badass. She is the person that society tells you is like, but yet it's out there, and that's what money, you know, that's what they always say, sex sells. So it's out there to bring you eye candy, it's out there to make people money, it's out there to do all this stuff, but God forbid you try to embrace that part of yourself. So I was on a mission to embrace that part of myself, and I did, and all my sexual I don't know about calling it frustrations, my sexualness started to come out, and that became my outlet. That became my outlet to allow that side of me to flourish, allow that side of me to exist. But I was still not able to allow it to exist cohesively with the other side of me, which is the mother, the sister, the friend, the co-worker, the paralegal. Oh my God, no, we're not gonna, no. So with that all in place, For me, at the age of 39, when I started modeling, I have a husband. We have this life, this amazing life, and he's an amazing, supportive guy. And he allowed, and I say allowed, and I'm not saying you should get permission from your husband with everything, right? But y'all gotta jive. Y'all gotta be into what the other one is doing, and you have to have compassion for the other person. So yes, what I do does matter. What he does matter, and it does bring you together. And so when I got into modeling, I did talk to him about it, and we discussed everything. He was always there with me. He was always there for me. The degrading part. Yes, I'm sure there is a lot of degrading that goes on in modeling. And yes, you can definitely feel degrading when you are in modeling. And I used to do modeling workshops, and I always wanted to make sure to stress, I cannot stress how important it is that when you are modeling, if you are modeling, you choose to model out in the, in the world, you have to set your own standards, what you're willing to do and not do. If you falter from those standards and your moral compass is like you just kind of pushed it to the side for that one photo shoot, or you just kind of like, it's okay, not everybody's going to see this, and you do that, the degrading energy starts to take over. Because if it's something you wouldn't normally do, and the next day you do, and then you see them, and you may be like, wow, this is pretty fucking awesome, like this is pretty cool. But there's something within you that you had to dump down to go ahead and do this photo shoot that wasn't part of your moral compass. And it's not really who you truly be or who you truly are. That's what the degrading comes in. So, with that being said, with everything that you do in life, you have to be able to stand in your own truth. You have to be able to acknowledge who you truly are and incorporate every single part of you, because all of that is you. So, you have some choices. You have some choices to be made. Are you living your life? Are you living your life for others? Are you living in your own truth? And this is all in regards to modeling, right? So this is what the subject line is for this one. And the spiritual journey was the question. So yes, it had helped me with my spiritual journey in the sense that I was able to accept other parts of me that had been dumped down and had been put up in a box and not accepted, or actually not even so much accepted, have been abused. I didn't accept that part of me. I didn't want to show that part of me. I didn't want the rest of the world to see that part of me, because all it got me was abuse. For me to be able to get in front of a camera and be just me, that was therapeutic alone. That alone was therapeutic. I do not have any regrets for anything that I've done. I do not have any regrets for doing all of that. Look where I am today. It did catapult me into that. I'm not telling you you should go be modeling. I'm not telling you you need to go be a model. That just sounds so asinine, really. That you need to go model to reach your spiritual journey. That is not what I'm saying, and that is not what I'm doing. But for me, in my world, in my life, that's what it brought me. It brought me back to me. So, and even in this world, you can't just go out and be a model. That part of the world has to accept you and bring you in and stuff. So sometimes people, that's not just for them. But what I would like to suggest and possibly bring some empowerment for you is, why not have a photo shoot? Why not see yourself with what you're and photo shoots don't have to be like everybody's like thinks. Photo shoot can be you just sitting by a tree You know, you don't. Whatever that is for you, whatever that brings you peace, whatever it is that you're seeking. For me, was just seeing myself as who I am and how others see me, because we don't see each other, we don't see ourselves the way others see us. And to see that in a photo, I think is my first time that I saw what others see, and it blew me away. And that's the power of a woman. That's the power of a goddess. You are a goddess. We're all goddesses. And in this society, we have to dub ourselves down, close ourselves off, shut ourselves off because of the attention you're going to get or may not get. Or, I mean, you're going to get attention. It's, you know, we consider the right attention or the wrong attention. And that's just because of who we are. You were born with this, and we have to hide it, right, in this society for some people because they can't handle it. So I'm going to tell you the way to get through this, the way to get through all of this. Do your work. Do your soul work. Make yourself feel better. If you've had some abuse, go to it. Go towards it. Stop dubbing it down. Stop putting it in a box. I can't deal with that right now. Well, you're going to have to deal with it eventually. So if you put in the work, you deal with your stuff, deal with your shit, whatever it is that is, because we all have it. And be you. And when you're out there being you, and you're not going to dub yourself down anymore. You're going to walk in the grace of your glory, and you're going to say, this is who I am, and this is what I am, and if you can't handle it, that's your problem, not mine. So go deal with that yourself. That's not my problem. But first, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work, and you got to look at yourself, and you got to get rid of all that stuff, all that shame, all that, everything that's been implanted into you. You got to get rid of it. You got to put in the work. Once you do that, you can be yourself, whether it's through a photo shoot, whether it's standing in your own confidence, speaking to your boss, whatever that is. And whatever it is going to bring you that, to show you in the light that you are huge, you are big, you are powerful, you're a beautiful goddess, and you are just so big that other people can't even handle your energy. They can't even handle who you truly are. When you can really stand in that space, as that is freedom right there. First, you have to integrate every single part of you, all of it, and you have to accept all of it, because if you want others to accept it, you have to accept it. And when you accept all of it and acknowledge all of it for what it is and receive it, that's where your true happiness comes. That's where your true joy comes. Accept those parts of you that other people just don't think is okay. And it's okay to have a sexual, sensual side to you. You are a feminine, divine energy. You are a feminine, divine woman. Embrace that. Find your truth. Find your worth. Because you have it. We all have it. And be bold. Show it to the world. And if you need to work on some shame, that's not yours. I promise you, it's not yours. Let me tell you something. I went through a time where, the 2 P's, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Too much shame, too much judgment, too much stuff going through my head. But when I was able to shift and work through a lot of that stuff, I was able to be standing in my own truth, in my own reality of who I truly am, without having to hide myself. That's what I hope for you. That's what I wish for you. Go on and be who you are. Be bold, you beautiful goddesses, you. And when you see another beautiful goddess, let her know that she's beautiful. Hold each other up. At least accept each other and acknowledge each other. There's plenty of room for everyone. I'm going to leave you with that. And I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say. If you have any questions, I am right here. I would love to answer any questions. And if there's anything that I need to touch on that I didn't touch on, I hope I did. I was trying to deliberately and touch on both points. So anyways, have a good day. And love and light to all of you. Love and light. Bless you.